بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله, and welcome to Takaful online course. And today's topic is about an introductions to the Takaful, whereby we'll be talking about the idea of Takaful, the relevant provisions of Takaful, and the concept of Takaful, and we'll highlight some of the features of Takaful. Let's start saying that Takaful is basically based on the system of ta'awun, mutual cooperations, help and assistance, whereby the risk associated with it is shared among a group of people who are basically the policyholder. This group of people agree to have a mutual help, assistance, cooperations, and what's so called in Arabic or in the language of the Quran al-Kareem, at-ta'awun. And of course, these members, this group, are basically having a kind of contributions on the basis of donations or a gift, which is known in the terminology of Takaful, in Arabic language as well, the tabarru'. Tabarru' is the form of donations. It is a voluntary donations given by the participant to the pool, to the funds, with the objective to have a mutual help, assistance, cooperations, and protections in the case, of course, of unforeseen circumstances and risk. And that's why the provisions or the relevant provisions of the Quran al-Kareem is basically وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Help you one another in righteousness and piety, and not in sin and transgressions. So that's the concept of ta'awun in one hand, help in a good things, in a positive way, and avoid help and assistance in a sinful manners in a negative way. وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. So help each other in a positive way, whereby this one, which is the takaful, could be one form of ta'awun, help and cooperations, and do not help each other in a negative way, whereby that may lead to kind of compromising on Sharia rules and requirements or principles, and violate some of the commands of the lawgiver. Now, if we go back to the concept of takawul at the high level, we will emphasize that again, in the takaful there is what's so called a mutual responsibility, which means that every person is responsible for himself and for his partner as well, for his akhi, for his brother in this pool. Again, this is based on a mutual assistance and cooperations among the member, and this regarded as a mutual guarantee and protections, which means that in takaful basically is a bit different than the conventional insurance. When we talk later on, of course, between the difference between conventional insurance and takaful, we'll give more detail, but as of now, it is in takaful a bit different in a way that it is not the company that guarantees the members, but the members themselves guarantee each other. That's the concept basically built on, and we will see later on that the company is just representing agents to operate the funds and administer the interests of the policyholders or the members. But the members, basically the contributors, the policyholder, each one of them guarantee the others, each one of them protect the others. If I put it in a very simple way as well, it's similar if you are in a specific neighborhood, or let's say in your family, you agree that all the members of the family or all the members of this neighborhood will contribute a form of donations every month to one specific fund, which will be managed by the head of that community or the head of that neighborhood or the imam of the masjid. So everyone will contribute on a monthly basis specific amount that everyone will agree upon, and the imam will administer that fund. And in case of events, it could be positive event like a wedding, for example, celebrations, or a negative event like some accidents, death happening, traveling needs, food. So basically the community will benefit from that funds and will refer to that funds to use it as a form of compensations or payments, benefits, or a kind of financial support to whoever is in need from that kind of community or neighborhood. So you see the same aspect here when it comes to Takaful, whereby the members basically agree to help each other through the subscriptions to the membership to this group, which is basically managed by the Takaful operators to meet the set objective. Of course, this is the original concept of it, but of course now we will see that the concept has been commercialized, become more commercial driven, and also additional rules and regulations, law has been imposed, and it is managed under the supervision of the central bank. But here we are talking about the concept. What is the concept in a very basic illustrations about Takaful. So when we move on later on, it is easy to expand some of the points related to these features, like for example the donation, the contributions, and so on and so forth. Let's move on to some specific features of Takaful that we will highlight it in the following points. The first one, Takaful basically is which is the Islamic insurance, because you see in Malaysia here on other places they call it Takaful, but in some places like a GCC country and other places in the North Africa they call it Islamic insurance, a Ta'min al-Islami. So there is a Takaful and a Ta'min Islami, either Takaful or what's so called Islamic insurance. IOFI as well use the terminology of Islamic insurance. So Takaful or insurance, it is regarded as a Sharia compliance business model, whereby the business model is based on a Sharia compliance contract, and the entire products offered in this industry is approved by the Sharia board, who validate this product, and it is regarded as an alternative to the conventional insurance. And it is validated by the Mujamma al-Fiqh al-Islami in the National Fiqh Academy. It is endorsed by also the IOFI, there is a standard on IOFI on that. It is endorsed by the IFSB, by the Sharia Advisory Council of the Central Bank of Malaysia, and many other countries. So it is regarded as an acceptable and valid and Sharia compliance business model. That's number one. So it is meaning when you seek for protections through Takaful, or saving through Takaful, or investment through Takaful, that kind of package, that kind of offering, it is regarded as the Sharia compliance product offering, because business model has been validated as a Sharia compliance structure. The next point is that Takaful is based on protection, saving, and investment. So it has this feature. So like banking, basically you have the financing side, the Islamic capital market, you have the investment side. So Takaful, it is more on risk management, it is more on protections, saving, and investment as well. So it contributes to these features. Also, the Takaful is based on the contributions of the participant in order to sustain the fund. So there is a kind of a commitment from each members to have an undertaking, a binding undertaking to and commitment to contribute that kind of contributions on a monthly basis or yearly basis, depends on the policy that the participant hold in order to sustain the funds, and in order to enable the Takaful operators to basically operate the funds and meet the objective of the Takaful itself. And also participants protect each other. So the idea and the philosophy of Takaful is that each member as we mentioned, cooperate with the others with the objective to have a mutual protections, and each one will guarantee the other partner within this pool. And of course, it is managed and administered by the Takaful operator. Also, the participants share the surplus from the pool collectively based on some kind of term and condition. We'll talk about that later on. So if there is any kind of surplus, that surplus is shared among the participant. Also, the return generated, of course, the fund is investment as well. It doesn't stay idle, but it will be invested in a different investment classes, and whatever return generated that will go in a form of saving to the participant, or a kind of a return on the investment, or a kind of a surplus to the investment, is regarded as a Sharia compliance, a legitimate return that entitled to be owned, and it could be based on a wakala, it could be based on mudaraba, al-musharaka, and other different classes that we may highlight it, inshallah, in the future. And the uncertainty and the gharar that exists in the conventional insurance is totally removed from this business model because of restructuring the business model for an exchange contract where the conventional insurance is operating based on to a tabarra contract, which is the new business model of what's called Takaful. So we will see later on in details that the Islamic insurance is built upon, it is designed, it is structured based on exchange contract where the gharar cannot be tolerated, whereby the Takaful is a structure and design based on tabarra contract where the gharar and the potential ignorance and uncertainty could be tolerated in this kind of contract. Of course, we'll give more details on that and provide additional illustration. But as of now, just to highlight some of the important features on Takaful that make it a valid business model, and Muslim and non-Muslim could subscribe to this policy, could take this policy as a Sharia compliance policy to meet the objective of protections or investment or saving. With that, thank you very much, and see you inshallah in the coming session. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.